Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Sandoval.
Hmm.
Well, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Appreciate you spending part of your lunch hour with us. Um, Today, we will talk about the enabling services and support team here at the Tech Center and what they can do to help you be successful with some of the statewide solutions that are available through the Tech Center. Quick note, if you need closed captioning, please use the Zoom CC button. Today's session is being recorded, and the slides and the recording will be shared between 5 and 10 business days. And our team is standing by to answer questions from you. We'll pause between the presentation, take questions. We'll also have ample time at the end for Q&A. So, hold on to your questions if you'd like, but please use the chat feature and type in your questions for us. Real quick, this is what's in store for us today. I'll quickly introduce my team for those of you who haven't joined us or haven't had the pleasure of working with us before. And if you're new in your role or new to the CCC system, we'll take a couple of slides to talk about what the Technology Center offers to the system, and then we'll talk about the enabling services team and support team. I am Michael Swami, Director of the Enabling Services and Support team here at the Technology Center. I have my colleagues with me here from my team. I have Roberto Fuentes, our Program Manager for the support team. I have our lead college experience manager, Monica Zelaketh, with us. And we also have Beth Knowles and Ramya Hari, who are also college experience managers. Also available today to answer any questions related to that area is Don Akinaka, our executive director of the accessibility team. Sandoval, who is taking care of housekeeping and recording and managing the captioning as well. He's our director of marketing and communication. And I haven't kept tab of any other colleagues who have joined. So if I missed your name, apologies. Let's go ahead and dive in. So if you're new and you've heard of the Technology Center or heard that you need to reach out to the Technology Center, but you're not quite sure what we offer, this info is for you. So the Technology Center is a grant-based organization operating on grants from the Chancellor's Office, and we focus on custom software development and maintenance of those developed solutions, largely, the curriculum management, CID and COCI. We also manage the infrastructure and data grant, under which we offer the data lake, data warehouse, Superglue, which all the 116 schools use to receive data, application data, and multiple measure placement service as well. We also manage the Student Success Suite, which includes the OpenCCC, which is the student account creation and management tool, the CCID, and the CCC Applies suite of products, which is your common application, international application, and California Promise Grant as well. And also we have developed and maintained the MyPath onboarding tool, which many of our schools use. On top of, in addition to the custom software development, we also do vendor management, and a couple of those vendor products we manage are eTranscript and Career Coach. We also provide Amazon Web Services infrastructure for some of our college, services. We'll dive into that in some of our future, office hours. And the tech center, all of our infrastructure is on AWS. You might have heard of Scenic, the network connectivity backbone for California community colleges. That is offered through the grant that the tech center manages as well. And we also provide support for system-wide initiatives, RFPs that the Chancellor's Office supports. We also have work groups, not just for the products that we manage, but also for work group that would benefit the systems. And another example is fraud reporting that all the colleges do on a monthly basis. Our team provides outreach and support for any issues that schools might be running into. Talking about system-wide services, our focus today is going to be the enabling services and support team you see here that we manage the student help desk and faculty and staff support system as well. The student help desk is 24/7. staff, support is available during business hours between 8 and 5. We also have college experience managers as part of this division who manage and focus on a set of assigned colleges, and we'll take a deep closer look at that and what these college experience managers do for you. The Tech Center also hosts the Accessibility Center um, that focuses on both the proactive and reactive work that colleges need to be focusing on. And you might have heard of this, the Accessibility Capability Maturity Model that kickstarted a year ago, I want to say. Many schools have started onboarding and adopting that model, and we talked about that during the Tech Center 101. And the accessibility team is accepting new colleges to adopt this model. So if you're curious and interested, please reach out to college experience managers. We will share their email address here in a minute, and we can connect you with the accessibility team. The team also provides testing for all Tech Center products that are moved to production. So they help us ensure that the solutions we are sending out to the field are accessible to everyone. And then, they offer training like Canvas, accessibility, documentation, creation. There are tools like PopeTech that you might have heard of. And again, the Tech Center 101 that we did, and you can find a recording of that on our website, covers those details. We also provide subscription support, both for the library databases and also security software like Splunk, Tenable, and Inform membership that provides unlimited SSL certificates to our colleges. So the focus on about today's session, and just a quick reminder, while we're focusing on enabling services and support and what we provide to colleges, at the end or during our Q&A session, we will take questions about any of the services or products that the Tech Center offers. So if you have a question that's related to accessibility, please do share. We're happy to address it. Or security services or scenic, we'll do our best to answer those for you. Or at a minimum, we'll follow up and connect you with the right resources. So the enabling services, our primary focus is on college experience management. So when you give us your time, we make sure we are connecting you with the right resources. We are providing the right guidance for product adoption, help you with implementing the product, but more importantly, get your staff trained for maximizing adoption of the solution that you've deployed. That's our core focus. So we are a unified deployment and support team, and I'll show you the model. So our team includes covers project management, they cover configuration, and they provide training, and of course, post-deployment support. The model provides you with a single point of contact for any questions you might have related to the Tech Center, but even beyond the Tech Center. So if you hear about some Chancellor's Office initiative, and you're not quite sure who to reach out to for further details, you can reach out to the enabling services college experience managers. They will follow up and make sure that they find the right resource who can provide you the additional details that you're looking for. Like I mentioned, the team handles deployment on configuration support for Tech Center supported products like CCC Apply. If you have a new staff, we provide support when they're looking to change the configuration of your existing Apply settings. And end user training. Again, helping make sure you get the most of the solutions that you're deploying is a top focus for us, is a primary focus for us. So we're not just setting the tool and walking away. We help you train your staff so you're getting the most out of the solution. And post-deployment support, that's where our staff support team comes in, and student support as well. So student support, we talk about with Apply, MyPath, CCID account creation and support. And staff support, you're upgrading, you're running into issues with Superglue, you're not able to access the data warehouse. We cover all of that, and we will focus on that in future slides. Enabling services team sits between the colleges and our product teams, internal product teams, and we help also facilitate feature requests. And that's a big part of it. And we encourage colleges to reach out to us with feedback of about the products you're using, that you've deployed and using. Reach out to us about feature requests, so we can follow internal process to make sure your request reaches the product team, and we will circle back with you for either additional information, details that are required to help the product team evaluate that request, and we will provide feedback from the product team. And one of the other big things that our team does, especially the college experience managers, they advocate our internal teams and chancellor's office teams as well, through our leadership on behalf of our colleges. So that's an area that's very important to us. That's an area where the relationship that we establish with you, your team, goes a long way, and we're looking forward to continuing to collaborate with our colleagues at the colleges to help ensure we can advocate for you. We also offer data collection to support system-wide initiatives. Once in a while, you might see an email come from us asking about the systems you're using or tools you're using. And the reason we do that is we want to be aware of solutions that you're using, so that when initiatives are being floated, we can provide the data on what systems are being used by colleges and help advocate for either mass, procurement, license at a subsidized rate, things like that. So again, when the data sharing is very critical and something we encourage you to consider when we reach out to you. So what does this look like? And this is a simple representation. Here you and the team, you have a need, you have two teams that you have to focus on: the college experience managers, and if you're dealing with any post-production issue or production issue, reach out to our staff support team, and we will cover the details. You will see here the college experience managers, they're tasked and they integrate and collaborate with all the other teams, not just within the enabling services, but all our internal teams, like the product teams, the product owners, the product directors. They also work with the vendors where needed, like in the case of Ethos integration if needed, e-transcript, and career coach. They work with our executive leadership team, and again, they bring forth the concerns, the restrictions that colleges face, and when it comes to adopting products, and they advocate on your behalf. So the college experience managers, this is one team that you want to focus on developing a close relationship with, and this team will move mountains to get things make things happen for you. So to tell you a little bit more about college experience managers, I'm going to bring on my colleague Beth Knowles, who is one of our college experience managers, who's going to tell you about their day-to-day and the areas that they focus on. Beth, all yours.
Hi, thank you for that gracious introduction, Michael. So I'm Beth Knowles. I'm one of the 3 college experience managers, and that role is shared with Ramya Hari, who is another college experience manager, and we're led by our senior college experience manager, Monica Zalakat. What we focus on, what we aim to provide, is to be your single point of contact, and we rely on colleges like you to help keep us informed of internal changes, such as stakeholder updates or promotions or retirements or incidents like hacks or outages. We also serve the entire system, which gives us the valuable insight into each college's unique needs, enabling us to advocate for you and your school, and just as important, your students, as products are developed. We further provide a holistic view of your current product solutions, future possibilities, and we help lay out the steps needed to achieve your goals. Further, we ensure colleges stay informed about the latest product versions and enhancements. In addition, we also help keep projects and upgrades on track while reporting progress to the Chancellor's Office. Our team is available to onboard, train, and retrain as needed. Just reach out to us anytime. Also, if you're interested in participating in pilots or committees or engaging in broader discussions, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Beth. That last comment again, you might attend a conference and you hear about a piloting effort that's available that schools can participate in, or your students can even participate in. And or maybe you heard about that from a colleague. Please reach out to your college experience managers, and they can connect. Make sure you have the opportunity to fill out the participation forms and be able to participate in those. Thank you, Ben. Now, the college experience managers, I want to add these folks are trained not just in in relationship management, but you will notice when you engage with them, depending on the product that you're trying to deploy, a lot of the deployment and configuration is handled by our college experience managers themselves. But we also have implementation configuration engineers who come into play with certain, either with some of our products, or if our college experience managers have, a lot of projects on their plate, you will see our college configuration engineers step in to help with configuration. And one of our configuration engineers, actually our lead configuration engineer, is Martin Rudd, who many of you might have worked with when it comes to superglue or data warehouse, or even deploying an IDP, upgrading your IDP. So I'm going to bring him on a little bit to talk about the work he does. Martin?
Thanks, Michael. So as many of you have probably I've talked with, my name is Martin Rudd. I am the lead configuration engineer. My roles primarily are going to be assisting the CEMs in implementation purposes. So I'll be assisting with those projects. But many of the implementations that we run into, they're going to be highly customizable. So my general role is to make sure that our processes of implementation incorporate a lot of those potential nuances. And through our historical collaborations with other districts who might have similar resources, we're going to try to incorporate those BKMs into, and best known methods rather, into our implementations themselves. And so with that, we also are here to facilitate and assist your IT staff who may need additional assistance over and above through those implementations, such as the administration of our Linux hosts that we deploy out for typical application deliveries to your staging tables. We can provide that Linux administration assistance if you tend to be more of a Windows house. We can also assist with any SQL query development that might be needed. So other types of
Sorry.
so other types of the specializations are going to be for like SSO IDP changes. Those are going to be highly customizable. So that's in general, that's where my assistance is typically utilized.
Thank you, Martin. And one of the things, the reason we wanted to highlight this is, as you will recognize, identity provider, whether you're deploying Portal Guard or one of the other solutions, that's not a solution that the tech center offers, but our configuration engineers and college experience managers, we work with so many colleges in the system, and one thing that we run into is a challenge faced by one school is a challenge that many other schools run into when they start deploying these solutions. So we have those notes, we have those best practices that other schools learn from their deployment, and we are happy to share that with you. So even if it is not necessarily a tech center product, if you have a need that you think we might be able to help, reach out. And at a minimum, we are always happy to reach out to our colleagues where we have a relationship and connect you with somebody from our colleges who might be able to help you move forward with what you're dealing with. So that's another support we offer to the schools. Now, so you're engaged with the college experience managers, you're curious about a service, or you're curious about a product, they've connected with you with the right people, or they lead you through a project, implementation project. You got the product up and running. Now it's ready for prime time. You open it up to your students or In the case of a solution like data warehouse, your staff start using it, you run into trouble, your students run into problems. That's where our support team, led by Roberto Fuentes, come into play. I'll bring him on to tell you a little bit about the work he and his team does. Roberto?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Michael. So yeah, we'll talk about post-implementation support. So here, just kind of a quick overview. We provide post-implementation support for students, staff, for students and staff. But right now, this slide we'll talk about student support. So a little overview here. We have the Zendesk ticketing system. We provide 24/7 email support, phone support, and live chatbot support as well. And what we're looking at here is an image of our online community support forum. It's ccchealth.info. What we do here is anytime we might have a release, a maintenance window coming up, or even if we have some unexpected downtime, we post our notifications here and for our students' awareness, for my OpenCC account, apply to college, and it's very easy to use. If a student or an end user has ever submitted a help desk ticket before, even though maybe they have not logged into their Zendesk or the community forum, all they have to do is come in here and they can just reset a password. It'll send them a password, and they can follow. Our students can follow any of these categories just to stay up to date on, maintenance windows like I was talking about. They can follow specific categories if they just want to stay aware or up to date on any kind of like financial aid information that might be coming out, or just to request technical support. Want to go on to the next slide, Michael?
Yeah, real quick, Roberto, I see a hand raised. Give me a
Oh,
second.
yes.
See if we have any questions that we want to address before we go on. Steve, are you able to unmute yourself? Or if one of the CMs can read a question, if there's one in the chat, please.
Nothing in chat, Michael.
Okay.
Maybe Steve was just saying hi. Awesome. Right on.
All right.
All right. So yeah, so that was our student support slide. Here's our staff support overview. We use as well the Zendesk ticketing system for our staff support. We provide email and phone support for our college staff. Right now we have 2 support engineers, Jason Smith, Casey Crosby. I'm assuming a lot of you guys who are attending here are familiar with their names. Again, we only have 2 support engineers, and we'll go through some of their activity right now. But this right here, again, this is our website for our staff support. This is the ccctechnology.info. Same process as I discussed about the student support. If you have submitted a Zendesk support ticket before or requested any kind of support or help, you will have an account. All you have to do is reset your password in case you don't have a password. But the same process goes here. You can follow any category to stay up to date on any of these topics here. Unfortunately, I was not able to capture all the categories that we provide support and information for in this image. But the great thing here is you can also post a conversation. You can start a conversation with your colleagues as well. So for example, if there is something that you have an idea regarding maybe spam or a feature enhancement request that you guys would like, you guys can really begin the conversation here. And our product teams are aware of the conversations that are happening in here. My team, the support engineers, are reviewing questions and posts that are being made here on a daily basis. And when there's times where we might have a college request something like a feature enhancement request or something, my team will follow up with the product team and just let them know, hey, we did receive college A has a great idea of, if we implemented this, it might streamline a process for them a lot quicker. So this is why we really like to encourage our college staff and faculty to create if you haven't already, create an account in here, begin a conversation with your colleagues. Follow any of these categories like CCC, TC System Alert, to me is probably one of the channels that I see that gets the most traffic as well, because anytime, again, we have any maintenance windows, any releases, we're going to post it right there. So you guys are not caught off guard. We're not caught off guard. Students are not calling you and, hey, we have some kind of issue. We provide all that information here for you guys in one place. Everything is the ticketing system, our online community forums is all under the Zendesk window. And again, the support engineers, they provide technical support for the Student Success Suite, infrastructure and data, curriculum management. Next slide, Michael.
Thank you, Roberto. Yeah, and a quick note on the system alerts. This is a forum where the release notes are posted as well. So if you're following it, when you see a note about a release that's coming, often you will see release notes linked there as well. So this is probably one of the best places one of the best forums or topics that you want to make sure you're subscribed to, both to new topics, but also comments that are made in the topics. So you will get notification.
Right. Okay. Here are some stats here for our staff support. So just in the last fiscal year, we had 1,800 support tickets created and solved. This averages about 100, 150 tickets a month. The average resolution time is 1 business day. 50% of our incoming tickets are resolved within the first contact. What that means is staff submits a support ticket, and when we respond back to you, that issue is resolved. So it's a first contact resolution, 50%. We're not requesting any further information. So that's for that stat. For the student activity, for this fiscal year, we got about, yes, here we go, 150,000, over 150,000 support tickets created and solved. And again, we provide support via phone, email, and chat. Our first call resolution is 85% or greater. Average speed of answer, 80% of our calls are answered within 60 seconds. And our student satisfaction rating, 95% for our student satisfaction rating. Yeah.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you, Roberto. Yeah, the beauty here is Roberto manages a team that's pretty small, and they handle quite a bit of workload. We also have a third-party vendor who we have a contract with to provide after office hours support for our students. One request I have, if you find yourself running into an issue in production, please create a support ticket. That's always helpful. You can reach out to our college experience managers. They will help and make sure that your issue gets the attention it deserves. But the fastest way to get the support you need is by creating a staff support ticket, and we will have the email ID and contact. So if you can please make sure a ticket is created with a CC to the CM, that's really helpful. So we've told you about what we do. You probably have a product or service in mind that you want to explore. How do you proceed from here? So you can reach the college experience managers by dropping them an email to cems@ccctechcenter.org, and all 3 of our college experience managers get notified. And they don't wait for just the college experience manager who's assigned to your college to react. Any of a college experience manager, when they have the bandwidth, they will quickly jump in. They will address your needs. So please drop us an email. One of the things that product-wise that they can help you with, if you're interested in deploying the non-credit application or international application, Promise Grant, they can help you get that going. Access to Canvas 2 data. This is very popular right now. A communication went out a couple of days ago, and a lot of you are interested. You will see them circling back with you within the next week. Get the implementation process growing. Bidirectional superglue. As I mentioned earlier, fraud reporting support is one of the big areas of focus for my team. And the bidirectional superglue is a feature of the superglue product that helps colleges report fraudulent applications to the tech center, which in turn helps block those applications or mark those applications and improve the spam filter. So if you have been thinking about deploying it, or if you have additional questions about it, please reach out to the college experience managers. We did an office hours on that particular feature last month. If you missed it, again, please reach out to the college experience managers. We'd be happy to set up a call with your team, go over any questions you might have, give you an overview of how that feature works and how it can benefit your school. And if you're interested in joining the SSS Student Success Suite fraud committee meetings or work group meetings, that's again an area the college experience managers can help you with. Now, I briefly talked about the accessibility, capability, maturity model. That's something again for this fiscal year and the fiscal year next fiscal year. The accessibility team is taking and maintaining a list of schools that are interested in participating. So you can reach out to them at that email, or you can reach out to the CMs who will connect you to the accessibility team and get you set up to participate in that program. And here are our email addresses. That's my email, Roberto's, and to recap, the college experience manager and the staff support email. Again, the CMs are the staff support. Again, both the teams collaborate. So if you send a request that doesn't actually belong in staff support, they will tag the CM. So you'll get the support you need in a timely manner. But these are two emails that you want to kind of remember to help you with anything that the Tech Center offers. So with that, we'll open the floor to questions. Again, like I mentioned at the top of the hour, if you have questions about any of our products or services, feel free to ask them and we'll be happy to go with them. Monica or Beth, do we have any questions on chat?
Not yet.
All right.
Thank you, Ward. He just added a little more context in there. I will send you more information. He has a question for staff besides the ticket, the staff support ticket, the email. Is there also a specific phone number for staff, or is it the same as students? Oh, Roberto,
Yeah, it's the same as students. Yeah, the tier 1 agents can escalate over to our support engineers.
awesome. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, we try to keep this pretty simple for you, for colleges to get the support they need in a timely manner. So again, the CMs or if you are dealing with a production issue, please always create a staff support ticket that yields better, quicker response than just sending an email to a CM saying you are having a production issue. But yeah, we'll stick around for a while to answer any, if you think of anything, please drop it in the chat. But if not, have a good rest of your day and feel free to reach out to the CMs if we can help you with any questions you have, any product adoption questions, or questions about the products that your schools are already using. Thank you. And I'm not sure if any of our colleagues from the Humboldt area are here. I hope everybody's doing okay post that earthquake or two earthquakes, I think. Hope everybody is safe and doing okay.
Michael, do you see the question in the chat that just came
Yeah.
in?
Yeah,
Oh.
Roberto, can you give us a couple of examples of why students call?
Yeah, the common one would be a student is is unable, or the most common one right now for us is a student who, let's say they had an email previously on their OpenCCC account and they can't recover it. So account recovery is our most common call that we get from students. So again, and typically 9 out of 10 times it's a student who has lost access either to their mobile phone number that's on their OpenCCC account for account recovery, or they have lost access to their email that's on their OpenCCC account. One of the big issues that we do get, unfortunately, is students who are entering from K through 12 into the community colleges. A lot of times, they'll either use, sometimes they'll use their high school email, and then when they transition into the community college, they've lost access to that email. Or, that's kind of the most common issue that we get for our students.
Yeah. And on a related note, the other thing that students run into that the second most common thing that students run into is they have questions about the application itself. How do I fill out a specific question in the application? And that's the one thing we see often, and our support team helps with. Sometimes students also reach out to us, about financial aid. They're curious about what the financial aid application status is. Now, that's something we cannot help, but we maintain college contact info, and we share your financial aid office contact info with the student. Now, that's something we audit on a yearly basis, and we maintain that info so that that info student can gather even through a chatbot if they type in a question. So that's something we provide the students as well. Also, as far as kind of switching a little bit into staff support, if your college is running any enrollment fair, that's an area where we can provide you an assistance as well. You often will end up getting students who can't log into their CCCID or OpenCC account and need help. And if we are notified ahead of time that you're going to have an enrollment fair and want to have a smooth experience, we try to make that happen. We will have staff standing by. We will create a separate support channel if needed, so that any student who's running into issues during the enrollment fair can hop on with the support of one of your staff, either on a Zoom call or email us at a specific address and receive the support they need quickly. So you can reach out to your college experience managers if you're planning any enrollment fairs and let us know, and they will also be happy to share some of our best practice guide with you. We just get another question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Michael Ward posted something in the chat, and
Absolutely.
good suggestion.
Thank you, Michael.
Anthony also posted a question regarding InComm and SSL certs.
Martin, can one of you read that? I'm not seeing that.
Yes, Anthony asks, are there any differences in the Tech Center provided InComm and SSL cert service versus the college pay option now? He says, before there was no access to EV certs and direct Sectego support.
That specific, I need to follow up, Anthony. As far as I understand, InCommon does offer the SSL certificates most commonly used by our team, but I can have one of our security team members clarify that and send you a note. So I'll follow up with you on that one. Martin, would you be kind enough to send that copy and send that question over to me on Slack, please?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. And the other area I want to kind of stress a little bit, since we have time, is the training. If you have new folks who are responsible for administering Apply, and if they could benefit from a training, please reach out to your college experience managers and request training, or even on MyPath if you're using MyPath, and if you want a training or want to review your current settings, that's another area our team can help you with. So please feel free to reach out to us. Okay, couple of reminders. Sandoval, the Tech Center website where we post recordings of past office hours and where the slides are available. That's a regular website, right? ccctechcenter.org.
It is. And when we distribute the announcement that the recording for this presentation is available, we'll include links for the archive as well, Michael, so that folks can access past presentations if they like.
Awesome. Yeah, if you go to our Tech Center website, go to resources and click on webinars, you can see past webinars and recordings. And we did a Tech Center 101 earlier this fiscal year. And then just a reminder, when we talk about security and fraud in particular, we tend to not record those sessions requested by the Inspector General's office and the Chancellor's office. So, but if you need any support on fraud mitigation, if you're seeing an influx of fraudulent applications or anything, please reach out to your college experience managers. They can connect you with the product team and help discuss ideas. And for those who are not familiar, in our ccctechnology.info platform that Roberto talked about, which is our staff support platform, we have a spam discussion group as well. That's invite only. So if you're interested in participating in that conversation, if your role, requests you to be involves fraud, please reach out to the college experience managers and we can help you get added to that forum. Thank you. Sandoval, did you want to go ahead and leave the session open, or do you want to close it early?
Yeah, I think that we can go ahead and shut the recording down, Michael. And we want to give folks maybe just a couple more minutes to get a question
Absolutely.
into the chat window. But yeah, I'll go ahead and stop the recording now. Thank you.